I'm going to share with you how I've been building a relationship with my dad through letters. So I visited him February 19th, 2023. And since that visit, there have been letters that have come, and it's not a lot, but there's some content in it that I do want to share because I think that this is very interesting how it's happened. So I made some notes and I have some things that I'm going to read from them. But the first letter that I received was actually February 21st, 2023. So just a few days after my visit, he wrote it. And initially, it was some verbiage from a book that he really would read a lot. And the book was called The Master Key System. And essentially, it's about the power of our thoughts, manifesting what we put into our mind and how we express it. And it really emphasized on the cause of our thoughts, what has caused the thoughts. So I kind of was intrigued by this because I have had similar beliefs of that we are the creators of our thoughts and we perceive things. And so it just kind of made me reflect back on the time that, I remember he would talk about things from this book, and the way that he would talk about it or present it, like in that stage of my own life development, it kind of was way over my head. I didn't understand it. I didn't want to hear it. And I kind of think that that could be, for a lot of people that he encountered that he was trying to talk to about this. And it made me just kind of wonder, was he a bit before the time? Because now those types of self-help books are widely accepted today versus it wasn't many, many, many years ago. So it just really made me a little interested because I was like, okay, could the power of thoughts and mind, could that be something that I got from my dad that I didn't quite know? So in fact, the second letter that I got from him was March 3rd, 2023. And it was continuing literally verbatim from the book. So I don't know if he physically has a copy or on his iPad. Things are very different in prisons. It's not like what you see on TV, or a friend of mine kind of did, remind me that apparently very verbatim kind of wording can be a schizophrenic behavior, I suppose. So I do recall that also being a diagnosis that he once had once upon a time. I mean, I'm not really sure what diagnoses he didn't ever have. So anyway, it just kind of was interesting. So I do remember writing back and just saying, I very much appreciate the letters. By the way, I bought the book, so you don't have to write verbatim. So that was kind of an end to that type of letter. I do have the book. I honestly started reading it. I understand it. It is very hard to read the flow, the way that the author wrote it, but I did stop. And instead of reading that, I switched to the Bible because I truly believe that the Bible has the truth in it. And yeah, so I just stopped. So I haven't picked it up. I still have it in a cabinet, but that particular book I know is something that my dad very much believes in. So fast forward to March 19th, 2023, I got another letter, and it said, that it was so good to see you. And then he also told me that part of my own letter he was unable to read it. So if you don't know, you cannot actually send physical letters. They have to be sent to a place where they scan them in, and then they're sent to the inmates. So however they were scanned in apparently weren't the best. So going forward from knowing that, I actually started typing my letters instead of handwriting them. May 2nd, I'm going to read a little bit of this one. Some of this is very interesting, so I just can't help but to read it. says, Leah, it was so nice to see you. It has been so long since I last saw you. You're all grown, a wife, a mother. I'm so glad for you. I love you so very much. Now that I know what love is. But I've got things kind of figured out now, and if I have missed so much. I hope when I get out of this place, I can get to know your family. Love you all, Dad. This one didn't sit well with me because really at that time, a year ago plus, that last sentence, it's indicating he wants to get to know my family. And honestly, at that time, I really wasn't sure how I felt about that. So I did write a response back, and actually with the help of my life coach, Lisa Jenkins, she walked me through, basically, she was like, Leah, first you're going to brain dump what you really want to say. Just let it go. And then you're going to write this letter, and this is what you're going to actually send. And it was very helpful, so helpful. But ultimately, I think I sent it because his birthday is in May, and I've never sent a birthday card or really had acknowledged his birthday. So I basically just said, you know, I'm asking him for patience with me because I know that God is leading me in this whole journey, and that God's the only reason why I drove to see him and putting my trust in God. So I just was asking for his patience, and that I wasn't really sure what kind of relationship I wanted, if there was going to be a relationship. But again, I was just fully putting my trust in God. So that's what I put in the letter. So yeah, so I sent a letter back, and a happy birthday. I do think that actually got bounced back to me because I sent it to the wrong address. So he got it later than his actual birth date, but that's okay. He got it, right?
I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm okay with what I've been through, and I'm ready for what's to come. I understand that everything I went through built what I'm looking at in the mirror, and that person is strong, smart, wise, intelligent, and motivated, and I wouldn't trade that version of me for anything.